Boy, we got to be more careful. We got to be more careful. First off, stillness, abundance, love and light, health, and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health, and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health, and wholeness to the cosmic conscious family and soul tribe. I hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all, already and vibrate, operate at the highest emanation, frequency, resonance, radiation, illustration, and demonstration of the best version of yourself. You hear me? Feeling good for no reason at all. I'm radiating, operating, vibrating, emanating, resonating, and all that other good stuff I just said. You hear me? In the highest version of myself. My name is Sabu. I'm happy to be here, and I am feeling good for no reason at all. Uh, welcome to another session of Conflict Resolution 101. I'm happy to be here. I'm glad y'all made it. I'm your host, Sawu. You hear me? Grateful for another day. You know, grateful for another day. Grateful for another day. If you haven't exercised some form of gratitude, you know, just for your rising, you know, this is a high vibratory space to do so. It may be the only time that you get a chance to be in a high vibratory space if you're not creating one for yourself, within yourself, and in your residence. You know, straight up. You hear me? Wherever we find ourselves at, we gotta make it sacred. You know, and that starts with the work that we do within. You know, as I said, I don't know what y'all heard, but over here we turn negatives into positives, and the only way we gonna do that, you know, is by how we put the magnifying glass on ourselves. You hear me? Cause it ain't nobody else's fault, cause we ain't got nobody else to blame. You know, and since we ain't in no since we ain't in no hurry, we don't have no worries. Cause it ain't no need to rush the process. So we're gonna do it one breath at a time. You hear me? We're gonna do it one step at a time. We're gonna do it one grand rising at a time. Some don't want me to get the message out. And we're gonna do it one grand resting at a time. Cause our rest is important if we want to build up our energetic being, you know. Our energetic body along with our physical body, you know. So energy work is very important, however you may know it. Light work, you know, shadow work, you know, all that stuff important, you know. Especially for the generational curse breakers, you know. And I'm the generational curse breaker in my family, but I'm not the only one. I'm just the one who did it through what I came here to work through. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it, you know. But we all generational curse breakers, to some extent, because all us came here, all us birthed here with some dysfunctional things. And birthed into some dysfunctional things that we're gonna have to work through and work out about us. You hear me? To elevate our DNA, you know, and to activate, you know, latent DNA. You know, we got all type of superpowers sitting in cuts and crevices, you know, within our being, you know, waiting, screaming out, you know, to be initiated and activated, you know, because it want to live with us too. You hear me? For those who listen, you gonna get it, and in order for you to get it, you know, you better. It'll be wise. I won't say what nobody better do, cause y'all don't better do nothing but be yourself. You hear me? But it'll be wise when y'all tap in. Bring your pen and your pad with you, cause I'm gonna say things that activate things in y'all mind. I'm gonna say things that take y'all to places in y'all mind. You know, I'm gonna say things that spark light bulbs in y'all mind. You know, according to the places that it take you. But whatever I say, show you. Whatever I say, take you. Recognize what it show you for you to do what you gotta do. You hear me? Yeah. Cause deep shadow work, we ain't doing deep shadow work if it's not causing us to confront ourselves in every moment. And I'll repeat that. We're not doing deep shadow work if it's not causing us to confront ourselves in each and every moment. Cause now one of us should need nobody else to tell us what's wrong with us if we being honest with ourselves. That's why brutal honesty is so important. You hear me? Cause brutal honesty is how you checking yourself, you know, when necessary. You hear me? It ain't gotta. It won't put you in a position where somebody else got to tell you about yourself because you ain't keep up with yourself. You hear me? You know, it's on each and every one of us to keep up with ourselves. You know, breath work is important. Meditation is important. You hear me? And that taking notes is important. It'll help you advance on your journey because you won't be taking notes for me. You will be taking notes for yourself. That's why I became an excellent learner because I was an excellent student. You hear me? And part of that come by way of taking notes. Any good teacher know who's going to advance in his or her class by the way people take notes, if they take notes at all. You hear me? If you know how to listen, you'll know what you seeing when you hear it by what you see heard. You know, ain't nothing outside, so we gotta go within and do it. I use all the ways that I'm inspired. I use all the ways that I'm motivated. I use all the ways that I'm stimulated to do my part. So who is meant for could get the picture, you know. For who is meant for, who got the picture. Keep getting the picture, and don't forget what they went through to get the picture. See, because that's important. You see, we can't forget what we went through that got us here. I ain't say live in what got us here, but we can't forget what we went through to get here. You see, because that's all the motivation that we gonna need to keep going. Cause if you caught that, what I'm saying is, if you do that, and you know you don't want to go back, cause we ain't going back. So, you know, so we gonna remember, you know, when necessary, what it took for us to get into the spaces that we in now. Cause if we go 10 years back, we one way we at now. You see, if we go 7 years back, we wasn't at where we at now. I don't care what we had. If we go 5 years back, we wasn't at where we at now. I don't care what we had, and I'm saying that for a reason. If we go 3 years back, we wasn't at where we at now. and 3 years ago, and three years ago, all of us know where we was at. You hear me? Pulling our head, wondering if we was gonna get through it. You know, rising power to those that didn't. You know, 2 years ago, last year, where were you? Cause you wasn't, cause where you was at last year, if you here, you ain't in that same space now. I know that. And I don't gotta know you personally. I know that. I know it. I know that by where I'm at. And I ain't talking about in my externality. I'm talking about within myself. I know the work we doing over here. So I'm glad y'all made it. You hear me? You know, if you was here, you had to be real careful how you treated people on your way. You hear me? Cause you never know who you was gonna need on the return. You hear me? Yeah. Should have brought me some water. I ain't know how long I was on top. Yeah. I mean, I don't care how long it took you, cause it took me a minute too. You know, I was working it out. I was working it out through the phases as I was going through the phases myself. You know, so it don't matter how long it took you. Just like it really don't matter how long it took me. But it did take me a while. You hear me? To get through and make it through. But I'm glad I made it, you know. And it wasn't overnight. So I'm saying that to say, I'm glad y'all made it. You hear me? I'm glad y'all made it. And I know it wasn't overnight. You know. We had to go through a lot of naysayers. We had to go through a lot of doubters. We had to go through a lot of two-facedness. We had to go through a lot of fakeness, you know. We had to go through a lot of envy. We had to go through a lot of betrayal. We had to go through a lot of jealousy, you know. A lot of us smiling in our face the whole time. But at the same time, giving us the opportunity to see if we got any of those characteristics or traits in us. And if we did, it gave us an opportunity to work through them by the people that we had an opportunity to have in our lives, to mirror and reflect those things in our lives, to give us an opportunity to see if we was carrying that same shit too. You hear me? So for those who did work, I salute you. For those who cleaned yourself up through it, I salute you. You hear me? You hear me? Cause so it don't matter where the naysayers at. It don't matter where the doubters at. I said that to make a point. Whoever they at, leave them there. You hear me? Leave them there. If they not moving forward in your forward movement, leave them there, wherever they at. You know, they not meant to be a part of what they must witness. You hear me? But make sure you hold your receipts, cause we got the receipts. You see? We got the receipts. I ain't come to stay long. I just came to say some things, you know. Keep doing the work, family. Keep doing the work. Thank you to the new subscribers. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. Because the only way you're going to find out what worked for you and what don't, despite what other people say what worked for you and what don't, is do your own work. So you got to keep doing the work. And when you find what worked for you, you see, and develop it and craft it and keep building it as you build yourself, you know, it's gonna look magical to those who ain't found it yet. You ain't gotta ask me how I know. My name is Sawu. You hear me? Yeah. My name is Sawu. And I'm glad to be one-on-one, just like you, cause you one-on-one. So don't try to be like nothing to nobody else, cause you one or one. I don't know who that was for, you know. I don't know who that was for, but keep rising up, family. You know, keep rising up, cause I'm the one who didn't stay down. You hear me? So if you here for a reason. Keep rising up. Don't be the one who stay down. Some gonna fall by the wayside. Some gonna give up. Some gonna pull out on the journey. Don't let it be you. Don't let it be you. Be the proof. Be the proof. You hear me? Y'all know what to do, man. I love y'all, man. Stillness, abundance, love, and light, health, and wholeness to the common conscious family and soul tribe. New subscribers, welcome to the family. Peekaboos and passerbys. You know, I see y'all. You hear me? Keep working on yourself. Make up your mind. You heard? It's easy to be wise and act a fool than be a fool and act wise. I love y'all. My name is Sawu.